Hello, and welcome to TM-ENG. Currently, I'm sat in a what's believed to be a mid-1970s Triumph Stag. We've actually carried out a few sheet metal repairs to bits on the sills, bits to the A-pillars, bits to the doors, which are in the boot. And I'm just going to give you guys a bit of a tour around the workshop to show you some of the other stuff that we're actually working on at the moment. I'm sure you'll find it as interesting as I do. Blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Yeah.
Right, anyway. Right, cut!
So one of the projects that we're having at the moment is a 1979 Spitfire Mark IV. So this is the 1.5 litre, not the 1.3. And this came in a, I want to give it a disguised appearance. So a lot of the work that had been done wasn't quite up to what standard we would deem acceptable here at TM-ENG. So we've actually had to redo a lot of it. So from this side, for instance, we've had to do inner sills, outer sills, inner arch, outer arch sections. Other side is very much the same. We're actually looking at getting this off of the spit that was also manufactured here. So we can actually tackle the boot floor, rear valance, and the rear portions of the inner wing, which will make things a damn sight easier. This one is actually quite a low mileage version, although you wouldn't believe it. And instead of the blue, we are going to be going for an old British Racing green with gold pinstriping and a completely custom interior with various mod cons and digital affectations and that sort of thing. So this is a full restoration that we're actually carrying out largely in-house. The only real bits that we're going to be sending out to be done are the likes of the finished paint, the inside, so all of the inside of the car, that will be painted here. The underside of the car, that's going to be fully seam sealed, tetra sealed, and dressed back accordingly. The chassis, the engine, all that sort of stuff, that's currently outside, sheeted down. That's ready for being recommissioned and run in and sorted. So this is one we've got working on. But this is an evening and weekend project. This is a bit of a passion one for us guys. So we'll see where we get to. But I'll do a shot of the underside as well. So when it came in and we first got it mounted up on the rotisserie, it went around the whole thing with a real coarse wire wheel just to take off loads of the underseal and old paint and reveal the extent of some of the old repairs that had been done. In particular areas in the rear of the sill and the floor pan, these sections into the rear tub, all of them were really quite suspect. You can see almost the sort of finish that was kind of all the way down it, still remaining on the boot floor. We have a brand new panel that came in not too long ago that this is going to be replaced with. So all of these, so both of these sections here that we use for mounting it onto the chassis, they've both been off and repairs have been done underneath them. Inner sill, so all of this, which will go with the pictures as well, all of this had to be removed. It's had new outer sills, new inner sills. Thankfully the actual floor pans weren't too bad. We've had to cut and replace a few sections where some of the captive nuts were. That obviously all ends up as a water trap. But largely, your main centre floor pan and all that side of things hasn't actually been too bad. So we're looking within the next few days or so to be getting this onto a dolly. because obviously, as you can see here, we can't replace any of the boot floor and rear valance section whilst it's on the rotisserie. But once we get it off that, we should be able to nail that out, and then we are looking at getting it dropped on the chassis with a fresh coat of paint, ready to be built up, and hopefully see how it drives. So we'll get there eventually. And this is a 1951 Pontiac Streamliner. This one came into us late last year. We have actually made some real nice progress on the likes of the doors, boot lid, front wings, bonnet, a load of the smaller parts, all to do with the air ducting and the, I suppose what would be an old school air conditioning system, which was all rotted beyond recognition. But the body has been here for a while now. We are making progress on it. But if you follow me around, you'll soon see why it's going to take us a while. I'll apologise. I'll move the microphone away just because of the noise. But that's of a concern, if nothing else. But all the floor sections in here, thankfully, kind of centre pan and outwards isn't too bad. It's mainly the bottom corners that have really suffered on this one. But this actually has some famous kind of TV history to it. So in the 80s, some of the older viewers or anoraks will remember a Levi jeans advert where, I can't remember his name, it was Nick something, went into a laundrette and washed his jeans with a load of rocks in it, and there's a car, there's a pale blue Pontiac that drives past outside. This was shot in London, shot in Camden, by the way. But this car was used to try and make it seem like a 50s style 50s style laundrette. Yeah, you can actually see it in the back of the video as it drives past, and then it's parked up outside, and so it has actually got some TV history. But we've made a bit of a start in various areas, because obviously with the scale of a project such as this, it's very difficult to genuinely figure out where to start. But you've got to start somewhere. You've got to start cutting bits out. You've got to start repairing it. So we've tried to deal with getting some of the edges sorted in the boot. The spare wheel carrier, the bottom of that had gone almost entirely. Thankfully enough of it so we could replicate the shape with bossing hammer and sandbag and shrinking and stretching, and then going over stuff with the English wheel to get the shapes right. So we've actually managed to get that into the bottom. We're making some pieces to go around the rear windscreen as well. So shrinking and stretching various shapes to match in with the original parts. So we'll end up making this panel and welding it all where it needs to be, so we can then just take a like-for-like piece out and drop it straight back in. A couple more bits down this side, which we've had to do a bit of planish work and a bit of English wheeling to get the shapes right. But really this is just scratching the surface of what we've got to do with this, but it's all gone up here as well. So likely the roof guttering is going to have to come out. Inner door sets are going to have to come out. But yeah, obviously the A-pillar is requiring some work at some point anyway. We will do it. We will get it sorted. This is going to be a long-term project, but it will look the part when it's done, that's for sure. But the hope is that we can get this side, because as you can see, this side isn't quite as bad. The sill is actually in position where it should be. So we're going to work on getting the floor and all this set out and in the correct position and how we want it to be, because then that gives us a real nice template and datum for working on the other side and getting that right, because obviously that's all just dropped away. It'll all have to be replaced, remade, and we'll be making panels from scratch. And yeah, watch this space for this one. This is going to be this will be a bit of a lovely thing when it's finished, that's for sure. So stay tuned.
then mark out where your curve's going to be to cut and trim and suit.
Okay.
This is as far as we managed to get today. We've done some English wheeling on a small panel to go up here, which I've no doubt the footage was captured with Liam getting bits in, so we've managed to get this done and that done. And next time we'll be getting it matched into suit, get it cut out, put the new piece in, get it welded. Job's a good one. But that's all for today. So we're going to go home now.